Welcome back to Small, Simple, Profitable. My name is Bob Goldman. The goal of this series is to equip you to start and run small businesses that are quickly profitable, simple to manage, and spiritually positive, whether you're doing business in your own country or in other countries. This episode is focused on startup tool number 4, the Business Evaluation Framework. This framework is designed to help you make tough decisions about which business ideas to actually launch. The Business Evaluation Framework can be downloaded from the smallsimpleprofitable.com website under the episode notes. Let's review where this tool fits in the 4-step process for launching a new business. The first 3 steps of the startup process were designed to help you develop a business plan for your startup idea. That was step 1, the envision step. Estimate the profit potential of your startup idea. That was step 2, the estimate step. And identify the assumptions, unknowns, and risks that should be explored to see if your idea can be transformed into a proven business model. That was step 3, the explore step. This business evaluation framework is the culmination of this 4-step startup process. With this framework, you'll be able to decide whether a particular business idea is actually a good idea for you to launch as a real business. The Business Evaluation Framework involves 3 documents, which are a plausible business plan, a profitable business model, and a business launch plan. The framework focuses on 4 decisions, which are: will this business be socially beneficial? Will it be rapidly profitable? Will it allow you to be spiritually positive? And will it be worth the sacrifices? With each of these questions, the decision is whether you should pause or pursue. If the answer to a particular question is no, then you should pause your exploration, at least until something changes that causes the answer to become a yes. If the answer to a particular question is yes, then you should continue to pursue your business exploration. So, with each of these 4 decisions, the answer to the question will determine whether you should pause your exploration or continue to pursue the startup idea. Finally, this framework involves 3 actions, which are: iterate to a profitable business model, assess the spiritual freedom you will have, and clarify your calling and count the cost of doing this business. Let's walk through these documents, decisions, and actions one at a time. The first step in this business evaluation framework is to develop a plausible business plan. Your initial business plan will have 2 component documents, which are the initial integrated lean canvas, which you developed in step 1, the envision step, and the initial profitability analysis spreadsheet, which you developed in step 2, the estimate step. You have to start somewhere when you have an idea for a business startup, so start by developing an initial business plan and an initial profitability calculation using these 2 tools. Episodes 5 and 6 of Small, Simple, Profitable discuss these tools in greater detail. After you've developed your initial business plan and profitability spreadsheet, you can ask the first question in this business evaluation framework, which is: will this business be socially beneficial? Another way to frame this question is to ask whether this business would help people. The decision here is whether you should pause or pursue. If you conclude that this business idea would not help people, would not be socially beneficial, then you should pause the exploration right there and look into different business ideas. If you conclude that this business idea will help people, will be socially beneficial, then you should continue to explore it. The phrase "find your joy" will help you make this decision, because if you would not find joy in helping people, then I don't think you should pursue this business. Business startups are too risky and take too much hard work to be worth doing if you wouldn't enjoy doing it. So when you ask the question of whether this business will be socially beneficial, ask yourself if you would find joy in helping people through this business. If the answer is yes, then keep going. The next step is to iterate your business idea until you determine if it can become a profitable business model. The process for doing this iterating and exploring is discussed more fully in other episodes of Small, Simple, Profitable. The short version starts with looking for the 4 elements of a profitable business model. The first element is eager customers. Paying customers are the lifeblood of any business. Potential customers must want what you're offering, and they must be willing to pay for it. So look for eager customers. The second element is attractive solutions. Your products and services have to feel like solutions to your customers, otherwise they won't want them. The third element is realistic prices. You need to charge enough for your services to cover your costs with a realistic number of customers so you can make a small profit. The fourth element is persuasive invitations. You need to somehow be persuasive in convincing customers to buy the solutions that you're offering. Try out different sales pitches and discover which ones are persuasive with different customer segments. Episodes 1, 5, and 6 of Small, Simple, Profitable discuss this in greater detail. After you've outlined the 4 elements of a profitable business model, you need to explore the uncertainties in your plan. Assumptions are areas of your business idea where you're just guessing, which is a good starting point but not good enough for launching a business. Your goal with assumptions is to test them until you can turn them into estimates or until you can confirm what you suspected. Unknowns are areas of your business idea where you just don't have enough information. Your goal with unknowns is to research them until you're comfortable that you know enough. When you have business unknowns, you don't need perfect knowledge, just adequate knowledge. Risks are areas of your business idea where problems could arise or disasters could strike. Your goal with risks is to examine them until you have reasonable plans for reducing those risks or at least preparing for them. Episode 7 of Small, Simple, Profitable discusses this in greater detail. The final step in iterating toward a profitable business model is to seek customer commitments. If you have paying customers, your business has a chance. If you have no customers, you have no business. The sooner you can get customers to commit to your business startup, the better. Episode 1 of Small, Simple, Profitable discusses a number of ways you can do this. The more paying customers you can sign up before you officially launch your business, the more confidence you will have that you've successfully designed a viable business model. Pre-selling is the key to confidence in your business model. After you've revised your initial business plans until you've determined whether this can become a profitable business model, you can then ask the second question in this business evaluation framework, which is, will this business be rapidly profitable? Do you feel that you've identified all the elements of a viable business model so that you can quickly make at least a small profit? Have you tested the biggest assumptions, researched the largest unknowns, and planned for the greatest risks to the business? Have you increased your confidence in your business model by seeking customer commitments? Once again, the decision here is whether you should pause or pursue. If you conclude that this business idea would not be rapidly profitable, then you should pause the exploration right there and look into different business ideas. If you conclude that this business will be rapidly profitable, then you should pursue this exploration further. The phrase "find your path" will help you make this decision, because if you can't find a reasonable path to profitability, then I don't think you should pursue it. Business startups are too risky and take too much hard work to be worth doing if you can't identify a reasonable path toward making a profit. If the answer is yes, this business can be rapidly profitable, then keep going. The next step is to assess the spiritual freedom you would have with this business idea. You may recall that page 2 of the Integrated Lean Canvas has a spiritual focus row with 3 boxes. In the Focus People box, you ask the question, how will we structure our business activities to help us connect with the people we value and want to help? In the Family Networks box, you ask the question, how will we structure our business activities to access and strengthen family and relational networks? One key to helping a particular focus people is to think about their family and relational networks. If you can understand their networks and gain access to them as someone who cares and has a faith of your own, you may be able to strengthen their families and be openly spiritual at the same time. In the Freedom to Discuss box, you ask the question, how will we establish the freedom to have open and positive spiritual conversations while respecting the beliefs of others? If you start by respecting the beliefs of others, you should be able to have open, fun, and positive spiritual conversations at work. When people are ready to get into deeper spiritual conversations, I encourage you to do so outside of the work environment, preferably inside their family and relational networks. The key to this spiritual freedom assessment is to connect these 3 ideas. Your goal is to create a positive environment in the workplace for open spiritual conversations. That's the freedom to discuss idea. You want those conversations to create opportunities for you to be invited into family and relational networks as a spiritual person. That's the family networks idea. And you want this to happen among those people you value and want to help. That's the focus people idea. In summary, as you evaluate this business idea, do you think you'll have the freedom to have positive spiritual conversations at work so they'll know you're a spiritual person when they invite you outside of work into the family and relational networks among your focus people? After you've assessed the spiritual freedom you would have with this business idea, you can ask the 3rd question in this business evaluation framework, which is, will this business be spiritually positive? Do you feel that you would be able to have a spiritually positive impact through this business? To put it another way, would you have the freedom to have open and positive spiritual conversations at work so you'll be able to have deeper spiritual conversations in the family and relational networks among your focus people? Once again, the decision here is whether you should pause or pursue. If you conclude that this business idea would not allow you to be spiritually positive and impactful, then you should pause the exploration right there and look into different business ideas. If you conclude that this business idea will allow you to be spiritually positive and impactful, then you should keep going. The phrase, find your freedom, will help you make this decision, because if this business won't give you the freedom to be openly spiritual and have deeper spiritual conversations, then I don't think you should pursue it. Business startups are too risky and take too much hard work to be worth doing if you can't be spiritually open and have a positive spiritual impact. If the answer is yes, this business will allow you to be spiritually positive, then keep going. Episode 5 of Small, Simple, Profitable discusses this in greater detail. For additional ideas and strategies, you can listen to the Spiritual at Work series, which can be found at spiritualatwork.com. At this point in the process, you've answered the questions of whether this business idea will allow you to help people, be rapidly profitable, and have spiritually positive conversations. The next step is to document your profitable business model. You should be able to use everything you've learned in this business evaluation process to update both your integrated lean canvas and your profitability analysis spreadsheet. You can use partial knowledge gained from testing assumptions, researching unknowns, and planning for risks to make partial updates to your lean canvas and profitability spreadsheet. When you've made enough revisions to both the canvas and the spreadsheet to become confident in your business model, then you've completed the process of transforming your plausible business plan into a profitable business model. Episode 7 of Small, Simple, Profitable discusses how to do this. At this point in the business evaluation framework, you've taken a plausible business plan and transformed it into a profitable business model. You've also thought through whether this business will allow you to help people, be rapidly profitable, and be spiritually positive. This is the point at which many people will say to go ahead and launch the business. However, there's one more set of actions and one more decision to consider before you commit to launching this business. Even if a business looks like it will be profitable and allow you to be spiritually positive, you should take the time to clarify your calling and count the cost before you decide if this business will be worth all the sacrifices. Let's take a deeper look into clarifying your calling and counting the cost of starting and running a small business. First, let's consider clarifying your calling. Ecclesiastes 3:22 says, "So I saw that there is nothing better for a person than to enjoy their work, because that is their lot." Ecclesiastes 5:18 and 19 says, "This is what I have observed to be good, that it is appropriate for a person to eat, to drink, and to find satisfaction in their toilsome labor under the sun, during the few days of life God has given them, for this is their lot." Moreover, when God gives someone wealth and possessions and the ability to enjoy them, to accept their lot and be happy in their toil, this is a gift of God. Whatever work God calls you to do, He can give you the ability to enjoy it and find satisfaction in doing it. Starting and running a small business is challenging, whether you're doing it in your own country or in another country. Before you start down this path, make sure it's an essential part of the tasks that God is calling you to. Next, let's consider how to count the cost. Luke 14:28-30 says, "Suppose one of you wants to build a tower. Won't you first sit down and estimate the cost to see if you have enough money to complete it? For if you lay the foundation and are not able to finish it, everyone who sees it will ridicule you, saying, 'This person began to build and wasn't able to finish.'" Starting and running a small business will require a number of significant commitments. You'll need to commit significant time, typically many hours a week over a number of years. You'll need to commit to learning a variety of new skills in order to succeed. You'll need to find enough money to start the business, and you should understand that you'll be risking that money when you start the business. You'll probably need to recruit a team to help you manage the business. And you'll probably need to find mentors to help you make hard decisions and adapt to changing realities. In summary, before you commit to launching your small business, you should count the cost in the time you'll need to invest, the skills you'll need to learn, the money you'll need to risk, the team you'll need to recruit, and the mentors you'll need to find. 1 Thessalonians 1:3 says, "We remember before our God and Father your work produced by faith, your labor prompted by love, and your endurance inspired by hope in our Lord Jesus Christ." Now, if you rearrange the words in 1 Thessalonians 1:3, you see that faith produces work, love prompts labor, and hope inspires endurance. So as you count the cost of pursuing a particular small business idea, ask yourself this question: are you willing to work, labor, and endure in your small business because of your faith, love, and hope? Let's return to the business evaluation framework. After you've clarified your calling and counted the cost of pursuing this business idea, you can ask the fourth and final question in this framework, which is, will this business be worth the sacrifices? Have you clarified your calling to do small business wherever God is calling you to serve Him? Have you counted the cost in the time you'll need to invest, the skills you'll need to learn, the money you'll need to risk, the team you'll need to recruit, and the mentors you'll need to find? Are you willing to work, labor, and endure in your small business because of your faith, love, and hope? Again, the decision here is whether you should pause or pursue. If you conclude that this business idea would not be worth all the sacrifices, then you should pause the exploration right there and look into different business ideas. However, if you conclude that this business idea will be worth all the sacrifices, then you should keep going. The phrase, find your motivation, will help you make this decision. Because if you don't have a strong motivation to launch and run this specific business in the coming years, then I don't think you should do it. Business startups are too risky and take too much hard work to be worth doing if you don't have the powerful motivation needed to persevere through hardships, obstacles, and challenges. If the answer is yes, this business will be worth all the sacrifices, then congratulations, you are ready to develop your business launch plan. Now that you've decided to launch your business, here are some important tasks to think through as you develop your business launch plan. First, research the countrywide and local regulations that will define what you can and can't do in your business. Identify your funding requirements and where this funding will come from. Recruit as many customers as possible before you officially launch your business. Remember that pre-selling is the key to confidence in your business model. At some point in your startup process, you'll want to register the business. Choose the location from which your business will operate and try to keep this initial expense as low as possible. Find the employees that you'll need for the business and think through your future employee needs. Design salaries for those employees that are reasonable, comply with local labor laws, and give you the ability to grow. Start serving your first set of customers as quickly as possible so that the business income will start flowing. Open a bank account and set up your accounting system so you can collect your income and start paying your business expenses. As you work on your business launch plan, remember to focus on customers and profit. I suggest you review Episode 2 in this Small, Simple, Profitable series, which discusses how to avoid 6 common startup mistakes. There are several common startup mistakes related to customers and profits that can be avoided. The next suggestion is to design rapid learning cycles into your business launch plan. The key to a successful business startup is rapid adaptation to what's really happening with your customers, your employees, your income, or your expenses. This is easier to do if you start with the mindset of rapidly learning and rapidly adapting. An important principle here is the idea of fail small, fail fast, and fail forward. Failing small means designing small experiments that won't be too expensive if they fail. It's easy for a business to recover from small failures, but large, expensive failures can often cause the entire business to shut down. When you try small experiments, plan to fail fast and fail forward, which is another way of saying plan to learn fast and learn while moving forward. When you try things and they don't work out, learn from your mistakes and adapt your business while continuing to move forward. Let's review the steps in the business evaluation framework. When you want to evaluate a particular business idea, start by developing a plausible business plan with an initial integrated lean canvas and an initial profitability analysis spreadsheet. Then you should ask the first question in this business evaluation framework, which is, will this business be socially beneficial? Will this business actually help people? See if you can find your joy if you pursue this business idea. If you would not enjoy doing this business and you would not enjoy helping people through this business, then you should stop right there and look into different business ideas instead. However, if you would enjoy doing this business and helping people through this business, then keep going. The first action in this framework is to iterate your business idea until you determine whether it can become a profitable business model. Look for the 4 elements of a profitable business model, which are eager customers, attractive solutions, realistic prices, and persuasive invitations. Then explore the uncertainties in your plan by testing the biggest assumptions, researching the largest unknowns, and planning for the greatest risks. Finally, seek early customer commitments so you'll be more confident that you've successfully designed a viable business model. The second action in this framework is to assess the spiritual freedom you'll have with this business idea. Will you be able to connect with the focused people you value and want to help? Will you be able to access and strengthen their family and relational networks? Will you have the freedom to have open and positive spiritual conversations at work? After you've iterated to a profitable business model and you've assessed your spiritual freedom, then you should ask the next 2 questions in this business evaluation framework, which are, will this business be rapidly profitable? Will this business be spiritually positive? See if you can find your path to profitability and find your freedom to be openly spiritual if you pursue this business idea. If this business idea would not be rapidly profitable and would not allow you to be spiritually positive, then you should stop right there and pursue different business ideas instead. However, if this business idea would be rapidly profitable and would allow you to have a positive spiritual impact, then keep going. You should now have enough information to be able to document your profitable business model. Use what you learned during your explorations to update both your integrated lean canvas and your profitability analysis spreadsheet. When you've made enough revisions to both the canvas and the spreadsheet to become confident in your business model, then you've completed the process of transforming your plausible business plan into a profitable business model. The third action in this framework is to clarify your calling and count the cost. Clarify whether you're called to do small business wherever God has you serving Him. Count the cost in the time you'll need to invest, the skills you'll need to learn, the money you'll need to risk, the team you'll need to recruit, and the mentors you'll need to find. Now you can ask the 4th and final question in this business evaluation framework, which is, will this business be worth the sacrifices? Decide whether you're willing to work, labor, and endure in this small business because of your faith, love, and hope. See if you can find your motivation to work and sacrifice for this business idea. If you're not motivated to launch and run this specific business idea, then you should stop right there and look at different business ideas instead. However, if you are motivated to launch and run this specific business idea, then celebrate and start developing your business launch plan. As you develop your business launch plan, there are a number of important tasks to think through. As you work on your plan, remember to focus on customers and profit. Design rapid learning cycles into your launch plan so you can rapidly adapt to what's happening with your customers, your employees, your income, and your expenses. Design small experiments that will allow you to fail small and learn fast while continuing to move forward. In summary, the goal of this business evaluation framework is to help you make tough decisions about which business ideas to actually launch as a business. You can use the 3 documents, 3 actions, and 4 decisions in this framework to help you systematically evaluate each business idea you want to explore. This business evaluation framework is the final tool in our 4-step startup process. The integrated lean canvas in Step 1 helps you envision your business idea through a 2-page business plan. The profitability analysis spreadsheet in Step 2 helps you estimate the profit potential of your business idea. The business exploration framework in Step 3 helps you explore the biggest assumptions, unknowns, and risks in your business idea. And the business evaluation framework in Step 4 helps you evaluate whether this business is a good idea and whether you want to commit to actually launching it. I hope this episode has inspired you to carefully think through whether you should actually launch a particular business. Any business worth launching should allow you to help people be rapidly profitable and be spiritually positive. It should also be worth all the sacrifices involved in starting and running it. As you evaluate each business startup idea, make sure you find your joy in helping people, find your path to profitability, find your freedom to be openly spiritual, and find your motivation to work hard in launching the business. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.